Welcome to Spawn Respawn, a weekly podcast dedicated to gaming news, culture, and nostalgia. I'm Dylan Smith, and I am joined by Elliot Porter.
Hey.
Kat Jerritson.
Yo.
And Mitch Barnsley.
Yo, guys, what's going on?
What is good? We're cracking off with episode 2 of Spawn Respawn. Last week, we covered some elements of Sekiro and some other little bits of gaming news. It's been a bit of a slow news week, though, hasn't it, guys?
It sure has, yeah.
Yeah.
Not much going on.
Not really feeling it.
One big thing.
Yeah, so this is going to be a 15-minute podcast where we tell you about what we got up to today. No, we do have some cool stuff come up today. We are going to be talking a little bit more about Sekiro. We've got some interesting information on the new Xbox One S that has been leaked a little bit as well. And some more information about some other leaks in upcoming games. But what are we going to start off with today, guys?
Star Wars.
I think that's. I think we're starting off with the Star Wars there,
What
buddy.
do you think? Man, we just got a brand new trailer for Star Wars. What is it? Fallen
Jedi.
Jedi?
Fallen
Order.
Order.
Fallen Order. Very, very cool. I've been waiting for this for a long, long time.
Oh, yeah.
Was it the Game Awards where they had that really weird little interview?
EA Play.
EA Play, and they were just like, "So, you guys releasing the game?" And he's sitting there, was like, "It's not really ready yet. We're not really ready to talk about it."
Shut up, guys! Don't talk about it yet.
He's just making that signal where he's like trying to
Slice his neck.
slice. He's like, shit, no.
He's like, yeah, well, it didn't work. They still put him in front of everyone and put the mic in his face. But we finally actually got a trailer, which is really cool. Some more information from Respawn. We did not model our name of our podcast after those guys.
Absolutely not.
You really
No,
made it
anyway.
sound a bit shifty there, but that's fine.
No, seriously though, I'm super pumped for this one. Mitch, you did a bit of research for us into this, did you not?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to dig into a bit just because of, I am a huge Star Wars nerd. I think when I saw the actual, because first off, they put up the actual, the poster of it. We saw images of a lightsaber.
Yeah.
And that poster looks so
Interesting
good.
design of the lightsaber, though, I will admit. From a lot of other lightsabers that we've had out there, that one's quite an interesting one.
It almost looks like it's broken at the bottom.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's all yeah.
I
love
if
that.
that was a gameplay element where it's like you get your lightsaber, it's busted ass lightsaber, and you got to try and fix it.
That would be
sick.
amazing because then, just kind of like in the movies, you kind of, assemble it together with the Force and just
so
piece it by piece.
So it'd probably be
That's-
some terrible mini game with quick time events. It'd be shit house, but
But yeah, interesting design for that lightsaber. So legit, I think I had I think I needed to see a doctor after that. Had an erection for at least 3 hours.
Seek medical attention.
But yes, I wanted to dig into it a bit to kind of find out exactly what we've got going on or what can we expect from the Fallen Order. So first to start off with, our hero, or I guess our Jedi that we're going to be, Cal Kestis. I think I'm saying that right.
Cal Kestis.
Is it Kestis or Ketsis?
Well,
I can't remember.
I'm seeing a Kestis. And if I was somewhat good at
Maybe
sounding
half
out words,
the letters are silent. You don't know.
maybe I don't know.
I don't.
But that is the name of our Jedi hero, and I guess to set the scenes, if no one else has already seen the trailer yet, which I would recommend going and seeing if you're somewhat interested in Star Wars. We're the setting of our theme for the game and the storyline. We're looking just after the Order 66 was thrown out by Palpatine, the piece of shit, to obviously take out the Jedi Order and kind of put his foot or the dark side above everything else and to control the actual galaxy. So our hero is trying to kind of, a lot like some of the Jedi, trying to run away, kind of hide and sort of seek refuge to kind of get away from it all. So that's from what we've known so far, that is the setting of it all.
Because it's what did they call it? The Jedi eradication or something like that? What they call it?
Yeah, well...
The Jedi Purge.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It's a
So
survival of
Order
the Jedi
66,
Purge.
yeah.
yes, so that's more or less the setting of the scene. So from what I can find, based on sort of sources and stuff like that, most of the community, we can kind of tell it's, from what we know so far, it's not going to be open world.
Oh,
yeah, cool. That's good.
Which, yeah, I mean,
I'm down with that. Titanfall 2 was an open world, and that was a great game.
yeah,
I want a narrative focused linear game out of Star Wars. I don't want.
Well, that's
you
what
know,
it's rumored to be, right?
Yeah,
Like they're like,
yeah.
this is a story-driven single player experience. So
Even EA were cheeky enough to be like, it doesn't have microtransactions or loot boxes. It's like, yeah, but
most single players don't.
Those
though.
cheeky enough. They're like, we know why you hate us.
yeah,
Those-
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but I'm sort of feeling like those bashers are up to something.
Yeah, they definitely are.
They're after like a fucking $600 game with $600 DLC every month.
There'll be DLC.
I'd pay it for that
sure.
Star Wars shit.
Absolutely. The thing I kind of don't know if I really want it to be anything like is Force Unleashed. As much as I liked the game and thoroughly enjoyed it, the thing I don't want was sort of like, I felt like it was just sort of game levels. It's just
Yeah,
like this
yeah,
is your level you're on now. This is the area. This is the planet, and the combat. I didn't mind, like, you sort of like, because it was his own thing, like Starkiller doing his sort of like style of his own, taking on the other Jedi and taking out enemies. I thoroughly enjoyed like the lightsaber holding it behind him as opposed to the
style,
traditional like sword fight having this the lightsaber in front of him. I kind of feel like something I've been seeing a lot from the community is they kind of, I don't know how much the community wants it, but some are saying they want like a Dark Souls / secure combat.
I would love something
Hard
like
style?
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Something where-
Sekiro style. But
Real defensive, like real focused on blocking and things like
Yeah.
that, and timing correctly.
but we literally have no idea from that trailer. Like that was
No,
cinematic,
that's
totally,
but the thing
yeah.
is, it's purely because it's a teaser.
Yeah,
I've been
totally.
seeing some comments saying people were like, "Oh, I didn't really see any gameplay and stuff like that." It's like, well, that's because it's a fucking teaser, my friend.
Except the wall running. The wall running is interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Calling it a
yeah.
reference to Titanfall.
Titanfall 2.
Well, yeah, but I hope they like that's something they put in the game. That would be
100%.
definitely
This
awesome.
look, this is Respawn we're talking about here. This company has made like a fantastic like series from Titanfall and Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2, we saw that's where we saw that wall running and those acrobatics peak the most
And
because
the parkour, they really developed the movement systems really well.
I think so. Particularly just like I didn't really play the first one until I played the second one. I played the second one first,
Yeah.
and my friend bought me the game. Once I played the game, I was so hooked into it. So I thoroughly enjoyed it the most. So I'm keen to see what kind of acrobatics and sort of agility we see from Fallen Order. I feel like if we can throw that in, I feel like that's what a Jedi is. A Jedi isn't just throwing down a like lightsaber and kind of going into combat. They can use that force behind them to make themselves faster.
If you look at like, sorry, you go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I've seen a lot of stuff saying that like the combat of the game is going to be based around using your lightsaber in combination with your force skills and being able to mix that up with like with your own style and sort of thing to create your own combos.
That'd be so sick.
So that would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I think the acrobatics is like huge in like the Clone Wars and Rebels and stuff where it's animated. They use that a lot more. So it'd be perfect for a game like to be able to traverse like that. That'd be so good.
We definitely saw that ability from Force Unleashed. Actually, there were abilities where you could use the Force to push yourself further. We see it in Star Wars Battlefront 2 when you're playing any of the Jedi heroes or even the Siths as well. Like you see them use that Force to push them further and faster. And we can see a lot of that as well. Again, referencing back to Force Unleashed, you're using that Force when you're coming down the lightsaber and hitting the ground.
Yeah.
You're using that Force to make it an AoE effect, so you're pushing people back. That combination plus acrobatic and agility, I think, is what's going to sell the game. Great on top of already a backstory. For anyone like me that thoroughly loves to kind of dive into that lore and story of Star Wars, I would love to know or see what people were doing, or even the Jedi were doing as that purge was going on, like what they suffered and what they had to go through.
I think it has like a lot of promise with the story, with like the Inquisitors being the bad guys, which are like huge in Rebels, and they're really cool. But personally, I'm so sick to death of that timeline in between episode 3 and 4. Like, oh my god, I fucking love Star Wars. Don't get me wrong, and I love everything that comes out. But there are thousands of years of like timeline that they could just they could work something in, but they keep choosing to do things in between two movies in this like space of what 10 years or something like that.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because like Rogue One, Rebels, and now this, all in the same span. And that's, it's fine if it's a great game, and I have faith that it will be. But I think like, you have so much timeline to work with. You can just make shit up at this point. They killed off every expanded universe thing anyway. So, it annoys me. But still, I'm super hyped.
I was gonna say reserve judgment until release.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Like I'm super hyped to see what happens and see what the story is, because like we haven't got a single player Star Wars game since Force Unleashed 2, right?
Trying to think. No, well we were meant to get
13.
Yes, we were meant to get 13.
Which would have
So
been sick.
yes, kind of. I guess the hope from the community once that went down, we kind of sort of lost hope. We were a little bit lost. So having this sort of coming up now, that's got a lot of us quite keen for
So
it.
you'd almost say it's a new hope.
I can't
Get that far.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming.
Wow,
Thanks for joining us.
Jesus.
No, so I guess sort of another thing too is, people were sort of asking, well, when do people think, or when can we expect gameplay? Which I kind of think we would more likely see it at EA Play.
Totally. Yeah, definitely. Which will be like E3 weekend.
Yeah, right.
Yes. So yeah,
I expect coverage from us. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Definitely. So
Special E3 edition.
I mean, based on pretty much all that we've got as well, obviously on top of like the combat styles, which I don't have a lot of knowledge on like the Jedi Knights games, but people also want to kind of see that as well. So
It almost feels like a spiritual successor even to like Jedi Knight and Dark Forces and Jedi Academy and all that.
I've got a lot of experience with that era.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
But
definitely.
this leads me to my next question, which is going to be Mitch. What's your favorite Star Wars game?
my favorite Star Wars game, believe it or not, actually doesn't have anything to do with the Jedi, like zero at all.
Oh, I think I know what
it
it
is.
is.
Yeah.
Literally, my favorite game of all time, and I put so many hours into it, was Star Wars Republic Commando.
Nice.
That game was like a religion almost to me. I just loved. I guess what got me was it's not like we're not focusing on Jedi, we're not focusing on the Sith. We're just kind of Star Wars is so much. There's so much more to that universe. I mean, obviously, it's the reason why a lot of people are getting drawn to it is because of that Jedi, the Force, the Sith, and everything to it. But what I like to see and dig into is the armies and being Republic Commandos, like a special sort of elite unit, part of the Republic. It was amazing. The gameplay was amazing. Like I think for its time when it finally had come out. Seeing, you being the commander of the unit of Delta Squad, you kind of tell them, like, you two form up on the left side, one on the right side, place a charge on the door breaches, like a grenade through the door, and it's sequenced, and it was amazing. I really did love it, and it kind of, the way the game had a story that ended in sort of Kashyyyk was fantastic. I loved seeing all the Wookiees, and I loved seeing the droids and the combat style being on... fighting against Geonosians and stuff like that. It was so dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I actually started playing it the other week, but I got about half an hour in and I was like, this game's so old. I can't do it. So
I'm not good at playing
I
old
might
games
give it another
either.
go. I may.
Dated.
To be
yeah,
well,
it's
that's
hard
fair.
to play. It's original Xbox, so
Exactly.
yeah.
So I can understand that.
My
So-
memory from that game when I played it was literally like you go into some secret little area, little alcove, and you find some dead Jedis, and you see a lightsaber on the ground, and then like whoever your main character is just like talks about the lightsaber. I'm like, I can't pick it up. Like,
Spion.
I can't
Well-
pick it up. Like,
Yeah.
What would have been
I want it, though.
What would have been cool there was if it was like you do like a collectible for that lightsaber. Like maybe you pick that. If it could have been, I probably could have been tied into the story. Like
Love me collectibles.
you could have picked up the lightsaber and then taken it back to like maybe like I don't know a shit where the Jedi Council or like can like at least pick up that lightsaber and
Yeah, that'd be
I don't know something a bit more spiritual sort of with that force. Like there's some sort of.
But I guess that's the
resemblance.
point of the game. It's like it's not about the Jedi. So
well, exactly. Yeah. No, you're 100% right.
Reference being like, they exist, but you don't get to play with them.
So, but it definitely, if anyone has actually watched the Star Wars Clone Wars series, so having so much love for Commando, and then years later on when they had released that series, and I saw that one Commando in that one scene, like I swear to God, I think I fucking died.
So your favorite was Republic Commando.
Republic Commando.
Kat, do you have a favorite Star Wars game?
No.
Well, there you go. Well, I thought I'd try.
Well,
Big no.
Have you played any of them?
Yeah, but I've never owned them. I always used to go to like my friend's house when I was a kid and play it. I don't even know which one it was, so
No, fair
I
enough.
can't tell you
Cool.
shit about it.
Battlefront.
What about you, Elliot? Do you have a favorite Star Wars game?
Yeah, totally. I talked about it last week. Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. Definitely. Yeah, love it.
That's awesome.
You do?
Did you want to talk about that at all, or just pass over to me?
Right. I
Nah,
spoke
he's
about
good.
it last week.
Without a doubt, my absolute favorite Star Wars game, and I played a bunch of the Jedi Knight series. It was all about that Kyle Katarn life, man. Love that. But Jedi Academy, by and large, definitely my favorite for many reasons. One of which including the fact that not only do you get to create your own character and choose its race and what they're wearing and all that stuff as well, but you get to design your own lightsaber. You get to choose the hilt, and which is of course like what it looks like, and you get to choose the color of the lightsaber, and then later on in the game, about halfway through, that lightsaber gets destroyed.
Aww.
So you get to make another one, and it's better because this time you get to choose whether or not you want to have two lightsabers, or if you want to have that whole Darth Maul style double lightsaber. And it was amazing because you get to choose all the different like combat styles with it as well. So like if you had two lightsabers, you could literally choose to throw one of them while waving the other one around. It was really cool, and you got to choose your force powers as well. And as you progress through the story and completed missions, and you got to choose which missions you went on, you could choose more powers from either the light side or the dark side. And if you choose more dark side powers, of course, it changes the ending, and you eventually become a Sith or something like that.
Can I ask you a really important question?
Yeah.
What color did you make your lightsaber?
Purple.
Oh!
I gotta make it purple.
That Mace Windu style.
No, seriously,
Did you,
when I was like Sam Jackson, I was like, yes, please.
Yes,
Did you
please.
play Knights of the Old Republic?
I did, yes.
I did as well.
Other than like Dark Forces 2, and I think that's my favorite for like nostalgic reasons, Knights of the Old Republic is by far like one of the greatest RPGs of all time.
BioWare, baby.
Oh, BioWare.
Dude.
In their prime.
What about that ending? That twist?
Yeah, like pretty
mean,
much the best twist in any.
Yeah,
like,
I think we
game,
can say it considering the game is like that old. But
Yeah, oh, totally.
you were the bad guy the whole time.
So good. So,
It's
yeah,
great.
good
Wait,
times.
did anyone play the MMORPG?
The Old
Is that-
Republic?
yeah,
Yeah. No.
Apparently there's...
Am I the only one then?
yeah.
Like that for me. That was my sort of my Jedi like academy. You didn't really sort of get to design your lightsaber to that extent, but being it's an MMORPG, you still got to change the color of your crystals and stuff like that. But that kind of tied into more like stats, what kind of stats that crystal will give for your class and your race. So you did get to choose different races. So like I always found myself as a when I was on the Sith side at least, I always found myself as a Zabarak, which is that is Darth Maul's race. Yeah. So I always found myself as a Zabarak because I was like, I feel like that's as Sith as it gets, obviously apart from other than the Sith race. But
Yeah.
All over your face.
It's funny you say that because I was looking for articles to talk about stuff this evening, and Star Wars: The Old Republic's first expansion in 3 years was announced.
Oh wow!
And
What, really?
So from GameSpot, Eddie McCooch reported yesterday. Apparently it's coming out. It's called Onslaught, and it's coming out in September. Puts you in the center of a reignited war between the Galactic Republic and the Sith Empire. Will you remain loyal to your faction or work to undermine and sabotage their war efforts? The choice is yours. Onslaught adds 2 new planets, a new flashpoint, and a new operation, more abilities, and the level cap increases. So there you go. You can get back into it after it's been out for like 8 years.
see, I did try.
Well, the game's been out since 2011.
Bullshit.
But
Yeah,
it's
it's been out for some
3
time.
years since the
Last
last
expansion.
anything, yeah.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
the-
what was the other
thought
Star
they were-
Wars MMORPG before that one? There was one. It was like it wasn't called Star Wars Online, I don't think, but apparently it was a big deal. Like
Galaxy,
was it? Galaxies, yeah, Star Wars Galaxies, yeah. And it was like the hardest possible thing to become a Jedi. It was like almost impossible to become a Jedi. Everyone's working their asses off to do it, and then you see one walking past, you're like, how did you do it?
Holy shit!
There was like all these missions and all this shit you've got to do, all these hoops you've got to jump through just to become a Jedi in a Star Wars game. Like, that's rude.
Not pretty much straight off in the recent one. You just were just like, if I want to be a Jedi Knight, yep. I'm pretty much one. Like, I mean, you gotta like level up and all this stuff like that. So you start off as like sort of
as a Jedi baby.
But you make your way, and then later on, when you're obviously like at the cap levels, you can have that title and rank of like master and everything like that. So you had that real feeling of being exactly what you wanted to be. Either you wanted to be a Jedi Master or you wanted to be a Sith Lord, which I clearly wanted to be a Sith Lord. Thank you very much.
Why not?
What do you mean?
Why not be a Sith Lord?
Oh, right. Yeah,
exactly.
Christ, exactly. So
anything with Lord in the name is pretty good.
That gets points from me. That's for sure.
That gets points.
Well, yeah, that's a bit of Star Wars for us. But moving right along. Talking about games that we don't really care about, because you might have noticed that someone here has been a little bit quiet.
Or was it me?
Oh, maybe.
Was it me?
It's like, I've never played Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm just good. Yeah, I'm chill. Like, I like Star Wars. I watched it all. I'm all G, but I'm just not excited. I just couldn't care less, really. I want to play it because Respawn's making it. Like, it sounds like it'll be a good game, but that's the reason I want to play it, not because of Star Wars.
Sure.
Take it as you will. Take it as you will. I know you all don't like some games that everyone likes.
Which is exactly what we're going to talk about right now.
Beautiful. I can start us off with another one that I dislike, and I know you'll...
This is going to hurt.
It's going to hurt.
It's going to crush
It's going to hurt Dylan, and it's going to hurt a lot of people out there.
It's not going to hurt me.
It's not going to hurt Elliot because we're one and the same.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I do not care at all for The Last of Us. I could not get into it, my dude. Like, I remember being in like, I don't know if it's like a subway or whatever, and there's all the clickers, and you got to run through and get like up some elevators. I was like, I'm just bored. Like, I'm just like, I was not having any fun at all. And I'm a really like story-driven person, but I just like, I liked the story, but I couldn't get past the gameplay. I just didn't care for it.
I'm 100% with you. The gameplay was boring as hell. The enemies were boring. The story was great, but I'm with you.
Wow.
And I like stealth games as well, so I was surprised to be so like just I don't know. I don't know if it was like the overuse of clickers just all the time.
Sucked.
Like
they were the worst.
Okay. Well, this show just became the Mitch and Dylan podcast.
Oh, that's fine. We'll just cut, we've got the good mics, so we'll just cut the table down in half here and we'll stay over on this side.
You were just really shitting on that and real hard.
I'm not shitting on it. You guys can love it all you like. That's my personal opinion. I know that it's actually a really great game and everyone loves it.
Do you really? Despite what just came out of your mouth, you're going to say that?
I can look at it objectively, subjectively, not for me.
Yeah, well, you know what? It doesn't have to be for you. That's fair enough. I respect your opinion.
Thank you,
Dylan. Despite the fact that it's absolutely horrendously fucking wrong.
Wow. I don't feel like you're accepting it. I feel like you're attacking me a little bit.
It's cool. It's all good. It's all good except for the fact that it's not.
Except you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, well, I really like the story of... I know, okay, the thing that draws me the most... The story is amazing. The characters, in terms of the connection between Ellie and Joel, was incredible. I did like the gameplay loop. Once I got used to the whole clicker thing. Clickers are annoying because you do die a lot. 100%.
They're also annoying because they're just so...
It was just
bad.
So much waiting. Like, I like stealth games.
Throw a fucking glass bottle and then fucking...
I don't want to sit in this room for fucking 6 minutes while I wait to figure out what their pattern is and then walk past them 700 times because they just go... Zip, zip, zip. Oh, no. I ain't about it. I'm
so with you, Kat. That's great.
I guess the thing for me, I'm generally always drawn to like zombies and stuff like that because for whatever reason I have a sort of like a...
Affinity.
Not affinity.
He wants to be a zombie and I know it.
But like... So, sort of plagues and like infections, stuff like that, they draw me to like, I love that theme. So like horror, like anything like I guess I'm trying to think of more World of Warcraft. If anyone played World of Warcraft and saw any like images of like Wrath of the Lich King and saw Naxxramas and stuff like that, all that plague, undead stuff, I love and I live for it. So anything zombie related, I'm generally drawn to. So when I saw The Last of Us and saw it was kind of a different spin on like an infection. Like normally with zombies, you kind of see
viral outbreak.
Yeah, like you see viral outbreak. It's like it's just zombies, like just dead skin.
It's based off the cordyceps fungus.
Yeah, so cool.
I think it's insanely good. Like it's adds up next level of twisted, gruesome, disgusting sort of infection.
That drew me in so much. But like I'm the opposite of you. Like I love plagues and like that fungus thing. Like I was so keen for that when I started playing it, but fucking personally, I'm not shitting on you, Mitch. Zombies are the worst fucking horror enemy ever. Like they are not scary. Like I like the plague stuff. I like possession things, and the fungus thing is really cool because it's not just, you know, undead things coming back, but just zombies are just so boring for me as an enemy type. I just they're slow, they're shit, they're not scary, they're falling apart. I don't give a shit about you, zombie.
Yeah, but that's what makes them good is that they like, yeah, a zombie by itself is like next to nothing. But when there's like legit like 1,000 of them running after you, that's another story.
Now that kind of segues greatly into the game I don't care about, which is another PlayStation first-party game, Days Gone. Again, don't give a shit about zombies.
Same.
It looks like fucking... what's that?
What was he?
Sons of Anarchy.
Oh. Yes, it does.
With zombies, and I could not care. Could not care less. The story might be amazing, but my God, that game looks boring as batshit.
Right? I agree as well. Again,
I think
for
I've
the
given
zombies
Mitch
thing,
a fucking stroke.
Like, no, I'm the same. Like, the open world looks great, and like, I'm kind of on board with like, you got to take your bike everywhere, and you need to go and get like petrol for it, because that's kind of I can kind of fuck with that, but the zombies,
I think Mitch is going to cry.
I think zombies are really overdone at this point as well. Like, give me any
zombies
other
have
enemy
been
type.
overdone for like a decade.
Give me fucking just like skeleton people instead. Like,
that's what makes Days Gone a little bit interesting. Like, I'm not hyped as in I'm going to buy it on launch or something. Like, I'll buy it eventually, depending on, I guess, the reviews that come out, because I am so undecided on it. The one thing that gets me so interested in Days Gone as a concept is just the technical achievement of having that many enemies on screen at once.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because, I mean, again, zombies, obviously, they're predictable, they're slow, and a lot of the time it's not scary because you know the rules of a zombie. But being faced with literally, like, if they can get 1,000 zombies on the screen at once...
There's not going to be 1,000 zombies on the screen.
It's 500? Few hundred?
Feels pretty fucking close. Just saying.
Still, though, like, I can't get... Even if there's like hundreds of zombies, I just can't get over how boring the enemy type is to me. I'm like, there's a lot of them now. Cool, I guess I have to go because there's nothing I can do at this point. Like, it's either I've got a zombie that's a piece of shite and I can kill it, or I've got 1,000 of them and I can't actually do anything, so I gotta go.
So I have to run for the next 5 minutes.
Right? Like, I ain't about that.
Fuck.
If they had
hard
some...
to please, I'll tell you that much.
Look, give me some magic zombies that's gonna pull out some fucking wicked move that I'm not expecting, then I'm down. But
you hear that? You hear that, Sony?
Here, I'm gonna just shuffle on towards you. Let me just...
I mean, they're quick in
Hope
Days
you don't
Gone,
like
at
my
least,
shuffle.
and they run at you in big
but-
horse
Screamers.
The thing that captivated me for Days Gone is literally one scene and one scene only, where he looks at the train and the doors just like burst open, and there's so many zombies to the point where they're not even running like collectively; they're literally just falling over each other, trying to get to you. Like I think that's intense.
That's so stupid.
I think that's sick.
They look like idiots though. I can't help but laugh at it.
Okay, that was a trailer, and we all know what trailers are, and they're like tech demos. Do you really think it's going to be that good in the actual game?
You know what? I'm hopeful. That's what I am. I don't think it's guaranteed. I'd like to be hopeful, so we'll find out.
And again, they have continued to delay it, and if it was a piece of shit game, they'd just be like, all right, here, let's put it out there.
Like,
I mean, and the fact that they are
76.
delaying it makes me kind of think that they are putting the time and effort in to
Oh,
make it good.
yeah,
And
don't get
really,
me wrong.
at no point during this release schedule schedule of this game have I been like, I have to get this, or I'm so pumped for this. So it's not something that I'm, being like, oh, I've marked it on the calendar. I can't wait till it comes out. But it's going to be one of those things that I want to see. I want to see what it's going to be like.
Sure.
I might like it, but the idea of lots of zombies does not excite me in any way. Alrighty, enough with the zombie hate. Dylan, what game don't you like?
I think I might have mentioned it last week.
Or maybe a little.
Maybe a little. But again, on the topic of games that we're not hyped about that are coming out, I couldn't give a fuck about Borderlands 3, man. Frankly, dude, I'm going to watch the trailer, and I know that the trailer was geared towards like big fans of the Borderlands series, but when I was watching it, I was like, that looks like Borderlands 1. Like, the first one. And I'm like, I think it's something to do with the cel-shaded art style of it that almost tricked me into thinking like, wow, that looks last gen. But I'm sure if I played it, it wouldn't feel that way in terms of the modern engine that they're using for it.
Even if you put like screenshots side by side, you can clearly tell the difference. But like obviously when something's like older, you think of it better. Like,
and it is such a different art style like that with that whole cell shaded stuff.
I can't remember what it is.
Okay, well, it's not cell shaded.
It's essentially
technically
cell-shaded.
It looks like
can't be cell shaded because they're 3D models. But
true. That is very true.
For anyone who doesn't know what cell shaded is, it kind of gives it that sort of comic booky type vibe or cartoony
black
kind of
outlines
vibe. Real hard sort of colors, or like, I don't know. You're the graphic designer. I'm sure you can.
It's just the art style. Cell shaded is also to do with like the shadows being like a solid line as opposed to like necessarily a fade or looking realistic.
And the real like hard edges and outlines.
Absolutely, the black outline on everything is a huge point for it.
Yeah,
which is really, I don't know anything about 3D models, but to me it seems like something that would be hard to like force onto a 3D model to have a black line from all the angles type thing.
That's a good point, yeah.
And speaking of the stuff that I'm not keen about when it comes to Borderlands, and how many guns did they say?
A billion.
A billion guns. And that all I think of is like, there is no way in hell that like they are a billion
incredibly unique.
Unique weapons that are going to be worth collecting. It's just going to be re-rolls of the
Imagine
same
your
shit.
Vault full of a billion different guns.
Same shit again and again and again. And I'm like, fair enough. Some of the guns though, you guys surprised me, especially with the gun that sort of walks and runs around. Like, and how you reload it by throwing it or something like that.
It literally throws insults.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, I mean, I guess that sounds cool to me, but I'm like, is that all that's
Is
new?
that it though?
And I guess there's the kind of Titans aspect to it as well, like the giant robots, which is kind of cool as well. But like, even then,
well,
like,
it's just one person's action skill, like one of the characters' action skill. So,
maybe you don't get to use it, Dylan.
Well, you can always choose that character, but in Borderlands, you always have like one action skill per character. Apparently, in this one, there's going to be multiple ones. But anyway, hers is the Titan thing. And then one of the other players can get in. There's a turret and just like ride around on the turret.
Yeah,
which I think sounds really cool. But I'd never play the
and
subject.
Just even the storyline from Borderlands 1 and 2. Like again, I would consider myself to be uninitiated, despite the fact that I've played Borderlands 1 and 2. I just couldn't get into them. I'm like, it's trying to be funny and edgy and shit like that, and I'm just like, Claptrap, like, I don't care, man. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up.
He's just like doing his little robot thing, and I'm just like, I will kick you.
I love him too.
Fair enough, and you guys are entitled to that. But at the same time, I think it's fucking dumb, and I hate it. Like I
too
hate
mature
it.
for you.
Yeah, clearly that cartoony, cel-shaded game is too mature for me.
I'm on the edge because like I played Borderlands 1 and 2 with my younger brother when we were kids, and I fucking loved playing it with him, and it was fun. But I have no idea what the storyline is whatsoever because I'm a fucking kid. I'm just playing it for fun. So like, I'd like to have fun in the game, but at the same time, like that like nostalgia based trailer to like cater to all of the hardcore fans. It's not for me. I've played the game, but I don't get it.
Borderlands 1, I felt when I played it was like you didn't even really give a shit about the story though. Like it was you kind of just run around and do missions. I didn't do it wrong. No. I don't think so. You kind of run around and just like there was a story. It was okay, but like you just run to the mission marker, kill heaps of things, like press whatever you have to press, and then fucking go back and turn that mission in and get more loot and run around. Like there was like a full a gameplay loop. Whereas I thought number 2, the story was way more front and center. Like the bad guy was amazing and like there was a good story. Whereas number 1. Not so much. Some people probably disagree with that, but even as a huge fan of Borderlands, I felt the story wasn't really front and center for Borderlands 1.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm just wrong then. Maybe that's why I didn't pay attention to the story.
If anyone who's listening to this thinks anyone's wrong, it's going to be me because I'm just like, fuck this game. I think it's probably just because you didn't like The Last of Us so much.
Yeah, now you're trying to like bag me out. I'm just like, I actually don't
you don't
care
even
if
care.
you
I'm
like
just
it.
bagging Elliot and Mitch out.
Look, I don't care if anyone doesn't like any game. You have your own opinion. That's fine. I'm not going to fucking brigade over to you.
But back to the original core point. Yeah, I'm just
not keen.
not keen. I mean, I'll obviously see the release hype and I'll see the, people either reviewing it or doing their videos on it and stuff like that. I'll check that out, but I'm not going to buy it.
You know what else, though, that is a big rip that is against me that you didn't like?
Biggest of rippies. What's that?
You don't give a shit about Anthem either, though.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I have a right to not give a shit about Anthem, though. I put the hours in. I put 40 hours into Anthem, and I bought it thinking, I was just like, all right, look, I'm not heaps stoked on it from the gameplay trailers that I saw, from all of that. I was like, I don't really care about it. I was like, clearly, there's a reason why you guys loved it so much. So I'm like, I'm gonna play it. I don't want to be sitting there being like, what are you guys talking about?
What's happening?
Yeah, no. So I did, and I played it, and I played the alpha and the beta or whatever it was called. Oh, no, it wasn't even alpha. They just called it the demo, didn't they?
The
demo.
It was pretty much an alpha.
Yeah,
And
right.
it ran like dog shit on PC, like, honestly. And then despite the fact that I was upgrading my stuff, and it still was piss poor in terms of the frame rate and whatnot. Or everyone's just going to be like, yeah, you're running your rig on
I was
a
going to say,
Raspberry Pi
are you
or
a
something.
potato? Because mine worked so well.
Oh, yeah.
Just going to flex a little
Surprise,
bit.
surprise.
Mine was so good.
Yeah, I mean, with Anthem, though, the thing I really liked was the flying around. I thought that was really cool. I did a little bit of the customization stuff. I played the story. I did the what do they call them? Not the
Stronghold.
The strongholds and things like that. That was all well and good, but ultimately I'm like, I can't remember a single character's name.
Matthias, my baby.
Matthias, yeah. I skipped a lot of the
lord.
dialogue because I hated having to go back to the fucking the fort and having to walk around in first person. That really shitted me because it would really break up the story or at least the fun part of the game, which was being outside in a javelin. Yeah. And the fact that I had to skip everything because I was like, I do not care at all.
Look,
But yeah.
You know I was the fucking conductor of that hype train.
You were.
I don't know how many hours I've put in now, but like probably close, I don't know, maybe 75 to 100.
It's definitely not what I expected. And I finished the story and I stopped playing so that when it does get improved, as a live service hopefully should be, I can go back into it and I can enjoy it. I don't want to hate it. So I just cut myself off. I was like, I'm not going to spend my time grinding in this world and making myself feel bad. I'm going to enjoy the story for what it had and come back later if I feel
I grinded out a fair bit. I'm like masterwork level now, but I got to a point where like it's kind of broken. Like I swear the last update made it more broken. So
Good.
Well, I'm going to take this opportunity right now to officially say this. Called it.
You
Called
did.
it.
You totally did. And like, I totally agree with what you said. The fort was absolute doo-doo. Like, man, I wanted that story and I freaking love Matthias. Like, I loved his whole arc.
he was the only good character though.
He was really good. But like, man, playing multiplayer and then going back to the fort and having 4 people who had different amounts of people to talk to. Like person A has 12 people in the fort they got to talk to. Person B, C, and D have between 3 and 5. Then they've got to wait for fucking half an hour while I talk to everyone. What the fuck is with that? You can't even pop them in a free play so then I can join later, and keep the party together. I can't understand that, and it broke up the gameplay so badly.
All the loading screens and everything.
Oh.
I mean, I know, like hashtag unpopular opinion, like the loading of the what do you call it when you work on your javelin?
The forge?
The forge? Yeah. Loading screen there. That sucks.
That's gone.
It's gone.
I know it's
that
gone
sucks.
now, but still, like walking from outside into a cave and that turns into a loading screen.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
That was my first moment of like, this isn't going to turn out how I want it to be, was when we were playing in the open demo and you go into like the stronghold and you fly or whatever it was, you fly into the cave and it's a load screen. I was like,
and then you got
the fuck is that?
And it's not even a long
You're
thing.
only in
And
there
then
for fucking
back out.
5 minutes and you leave again.
You
like,
smack 2
it's
loading
the
screens.
tiniest area area. Like,
It
you
is
could just make it a
ridiculous.
fucking tunnel. Like,
Yeah,
That's-
how can you not put that in that map? Like, I don't think Frostbite Engine is designed to handle that in an
Totally
online
not.
environment.
also, like, all
Not
of
even
the
out in open
fucking
world.
dialogue talks to you as though you are a single person on a mission,
I know. Yeah.
not as a group. And that just, oh boy,
I
does
know.
it grind my gears. I was incensed. I was like, there's 3 other people here. We're a team. I lost my mind.
Are you not going to acknowledge my friends?
And apparently you lost your voice too.
Oh my god, I was, and you know what you know what else fucking blew my mind? I was so upset. You go into the last mission, they're like, careful, when you go in, you can't leave. And I fucking load in on hard, and no one else is with me. And I was like, I have to do this whole fucking, which turns out to be a stronghold, on hard, by myself. I'm a little baby, and I'm just like, this fucking sucks. Like, at no point during that whole stronghold did anyone come in. Like, what's your
No,
matchmaking?
because you can't. Yeah, because it's the last. When it's the last mission, it's like you can't join it.
Yeah,
because
it's-
people won't join. Same with when me and Tash played it. We loaded in on hard, and it was just me and her. So at least I had one person.
At least you had a friend, you
Yeah.
fucking dickhead. Don't complain. I'm over here by myself being like,
hang on.
if I
Least
stay
Take your
50
rage
yards
from
away-
like Elliot here and put it back to Anthem. Poor
Jeez.
Elliot here. Jeez
I was going
Louise.
to say, Kat,
Big
you're at a
rip.
10. You need to operate it at about a 6 right now.
Look, this is like, oh, you know, it's close to like my feelings on Destiny. Like, I fucking love Destiny, and I loved playing it as well. I had more love for Destiny than I do for Anthem, and like, man,
I got into
want
Destiny.
the vote to be good.
I got into Destiny 2 until they decided to charge me for the game that I already bought.
so
rip.
punishing.
Yeah.
All right,
well,
I'm just going to quit my thoughts on that, and I'm just going to move it along to Mitch, because you haven't told us what game you don't like that everyone else likes yet.
See, the thing is that I've been trying to sit here and think about what I don't give a shit for and what I do not care for that's either already out or coming out. Maybe help me out here, guys. Like,
You don't give a shit about single player games. You
Yeah, that's
said
true.
you said to us that Sekiro was the first single player game that you played in years. Like,
yo,
what the
that
fuck are you on about?
Yo, that shit true.
I'm surprised you're excited about Star Wars, considering it is so single player focused.
I did say how big a Star Wars fan I was, so
Yeah, you did.
I also want to point out that you are also fucking lying because you play Assassin's Creed as well. They're not necessarily like.
yeah. But let's.
I'm not going to put that on.
Hey, let's just
multiplayer.
think back at when Assassin's Creed Odyssey came out. I still haven't finished the game. Yeah, I guess that is weird. I do love Assassin's Creed, but I did.
Mitch, we're
skip-
talking about games you don't like.
I know.
Yeah, come on, dude.
But I
Stick with the
dodged. I
topic.
dodged Origin. I dodged Origin like full. Like just weaved it. Just
You
like,
did, and I borrowed it from you, and I still have it.
never got it back.
Well,
Well,
you can have it back if you
care
want
about
it.
You don't need
So-
it back.
Yeah,
Doesn't sound like you do.
Do you have a game that you don't like?
Hey, can I just chuck? Can we just chuck
Don't
some
like
out?
or not interested in.
I'm not interested in. Yeah.
What
so.
games are coming out that we can throw
What
in?
about like Breath of the Wild? Did you like that?
Oh,
Did you give a shit about
Seems
You don't have a
could
Switch, do
not
you?
give a fuck about that game either.
that? Who?
True.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
love
keep
it.
being like, I'm going to buy it, but Nintendo's like $90.
Yeah.
I have it. You can borrow it from me.
Oh, thank you.
Yo,
Yeah,
This-
it's really fun.
We went
gonna
to
be-
buy Skyrim on the Switch today. $79.95. I was like,
Oh no, my sweet roll.
fuck that. Tanasha's like, oh, I really want it. I'm like, it's a fucking ripoff. And
Go on,
she's
just
This is
get
the
it
part
out.
where you. This is the part where you go to Bethesda. Stop right there, criminal scum!
You violated the law.
I will end you.
like, is there nothing that springs to mind when
I
you're
guess,
like,
look,
everyone
You're
loves that
interested
game.
in everything, Mitchell?
No, look, I'm not interested in. I like. This feels like it's been a topic more about what you hate. I don't feel like I have any hate towards.
It's kind of what
anything.
we're indifferent about.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
I
just-
don't hate The Last of Us. I just thought it was
Oh,
boring.
are you sure? Because it kind of sounded like you did.
Dylan, I think you're taking this a bit
Don't-
personally.
I think I might be as well.
You know what?
Cannot say all that stuff and then tell me you don't hate it.
Yes,
It's not
thank
hate.
you.
It's
Sounded
not
like
hate.
you
I just,
hated it.
I
No.
don't
I'm
hate
not
it.
interested in it, but this
like-
is what I don't like.
I don't believe the hype.
I'm just listing the reasons as to why I'm not interested in it. Dylan is not interested in Borderlands, and he too just listed the reasons he's not interested in
And then I said because I hate it,
Yeah, you're right.
just to get at you
I hate Randy Pitchford.
and his little barely
Magic
legal
tricks.
teens USB stick that he leaves around everywhere.
I don't get interested. I don't get interested in a lot of I will say, I wouldn't say I don't get interested in single player games. I don't get interested in a lot of single player games, like the majority. There are like a very select few that I do.
Do you like Mario?
Excuse me. What?
Do you like Mario?
I mean, I played as a kid.
You don't have a Switch, so it's like, it's not really. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing against you. It's just it's probably not on your radar.
Yeah.
What about indie games?
I'm giving it a hard pass.
Hard pass. I think me and Mitch are the same in that regard.
You give it a hard. Give it a real good swipe.
What about like farming games?
Swipe left.
Fuck
Farming
off.
Simulator?
Yeah.
Fucking that game's lit.
What about like Stardew
Got me
Valley?
new John Deere
God,
tractor, mate.
What
Yeah,
about-
just
what about-
unlocked it with the DLC.
Euro Truck Simulator.
Yeah. At this
Euro
point,
Truck Simulator.
at this point, it
So there's no hype
do
to
not care.
yeah.
Zero care.
Simulation.
Which
games.
which game?
Euro Truck Simulator. There's no hype, so it's not like...
What about Pokemon?
Is there any game...
Nah, not hyped.
There we go. There's one. Everyone
Different.
loves Pokemon, and he gets no
well, I
shit.
guess this
I've
is
never
gonna be
played a
super
single
weird.
one.
I guess, and you may like jump at me right now and like slaughter me. You especially, Kat.
Me?
I
where
guess
you got that from.
because the game so far, I think this is why I feel like I'm not really on the hype train right now or really interested. Cyberpunk.
Oh.
Ooh.
I guess I'm not interested in it as of current because I feel it's so far away.
You're
It's
such a fucking liar, Mitch. You're like, I'm not indifferent to
Oh my
anything.
God.
I don't.
Except for like the best
Except
fucking game
for-
that's coming out.
Except for everything Nintendo and all the single player games and everything that's indie and also Cyberpunk.
This-
Like, what the fuck, dude?
This has turned into an absolute shit show.
You fucking liar. Get out of here. Can we change this to
I'm
just...
trying to figure out what it is going. I'm trying to figure myself out. It ain't
my
fucking
name is
happening.
Mitch
You don't-
and I only like multiplayer games.
Because it's competitive AF. And that's what I'm all about, baby. Shake and fucking bake.
We're not letting you get away with that. You just said that you're completely indifferent to Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, what the fuck's up with that?
Have
Dude,
you-
I'm so excited to fucking have knife arms.
Dude, I want to get my robot eyes and my robot legs and all my robot
I'm
stuff.
gonna have a robot hand.
on,
I'm
hang-
gonna fully robot.
Hold up.
Hold the phone.
Sorry, you want to look at? You want to say something, Elliot?
Question.
Shoot.
Have you played The Witcher?
No.
Okay. Then even from someone who is like level 12 hyped out of 10,
Level 12 out of 5.
That's high.
I understand. If you haven't played The Witcher, you don't understand.
Nah, fuck
Wow,
it. You don't need to
good.
play The Witcher. Just look at the Cyberpunk trailers. Ooh, have you seen the gameplay?
The
like
40
the 40
minute
minutes?
gameplay?
Oh, Kat, you sound like you might feel like how I did when you were talking about zombie games.
Mitch, put the knife down.
Ain't no knife, my
Don't
dude.
stab me.
Like, look, like I said, it's not that on as of current, I am not interested purely because I feel like it's so far away. When it gets closer and we start to see a lot more and they reveal
And
a
you
lot
start to
more,
listen to more vaporwave
probably,
music.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I would probably get a lot more on board. But as of current, because it's so far away, there's no need to right
It's
now.
not that
Or-
far away, you big dickhead.
I'm going to mediate, but that
Sorry,
kind of does bring.
I'm going to calm myself down. I'm just going to be...
Yeah, you
That
need to
does lead us into a little
chill
bit of
out.
gaming news, guys.
Really
Some-
segued well.
Yeah, it's really secured well into. So, but
See
yeah,
you
a little
there.
bit of gaming news around Cyberpunk. Kat, do you want to?
Yeah.
I'm out.
Mitch, you saying... let me start again.
Breathe.
Mitchell, you know how you said just moments ago that it wasn't coming out soon and you're not hyped about it because it's not coming out soon.
I don't remember such thing. Continue.
Well, there has been multiple rumors that it is a 2019 release. Obviously, they had a huge year last year for releasing all the gameplay and everything like that. They said CD Projekt Red has said that this year is going to be their biggest E3, so very hype about that. They're releasing a merch store as well, opening that up shortly, which is cool. But if I can just pop this open, give me one hot second.
Merch as in robot eyes and robot arms.
Dude,
just
they
as,
have
a
other
shitty
IPs
cloth.
as well. Did you not just hear The Witcher? I'm going to calm myself down again. Sorry.
Salty.
I know how to trigger you so easily. Holy
Cyberpunk
shit!
is all of the things I'm interested in rolled into one neat little meatball.
And so was The Last of Us for me. Yeah.
I'm gonna shove. Never mind.
I pretty much just stepped on that meatball.
Look. Anyways, I read today. There's an article written by Liam Martin out talking about how multiple different sources are confirming that there's gonna be a 2019 release date for Cyberpunk.
It ought to be.
Do you believe that though? I kind of don't.
If they're coming out and saying like this E3 is gonna be our biggest, like I feel like they're gonna be dropping some hot info on that one.
It's been in development for how many years? 7 or 8 or something like that?
Well, the first teaser that we saw was 2012, so it had to be thought about before then. So
about 7 years, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Probably
longer. It looks so good, and the whole time they've been like, they're not sticking to a release date. They're like, it's ready when it's ready, which
it could get ready
right?
this year.
Yeah, it could
and
be
like
ready. Yeah.
coming off of Anthem, all these other things, I'm not going to even bother listing.
It's going to raise their profile.
All of our
higher.
disappointments.
Oh yeah.
But like, instead of being like, this is our release date, we're going to crunch time and destroy our staff and everything like that, and going, it's going to be ready when it's ready. Like, I have a lot of high hopes for it, and I hope I'm not crushed once again. I don't believe I will be.
Think so. The CD Projekt Red can do very little wrong. Like
at this
they're
point, yeah.
so good at what they do. The Witcher was one of the best games of all time.
The Witcher or The Witcher 3?
Well, The Witcher 3. I didn't play number 1, but I played number 2.
1 was janky as fuck. You can't even like free walk. Like you have to. I'm pretty sure the movement controls are really weird as well.
Yeah. Well, The Witcher 3. Yeah.
So the two things that have come out recently,
absolutely,
just so you know, to reconfirm that 2019 release date, is that they did put up an ad for a release manager, and we have Territory Studio, who worked on the logo for the game, said that Cyberpunk has a 2019 release. Ooh. But then they posted that on Reddit and then they deleted it. So
tasty. Spicy little rumor.
There we go. I'm so spiced up for it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna be a robot lady with a cool light up jacket.
I can't wait. We're gonna run around as V. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
When I talk about how far away it is, for me, if it's gonna come out this year, we'd expect it maybe October, November.
Probably.
Yeah. We always see generally big titles in November. Or October, more or less November. That's a little while away. That's a few months.
Bro, that's a hot
It's not far though.
It's far.
Hang on. Okay, I feel like everyone's perception of far
Borderlands.
is
dude, I'm fucked up that it's April already. Dude,
Elliot's nearly 40. I swear to God.
Oh wow.
His perception of time is way different from you.
Wow.
Yeah, end of the year for me is still somewhat far away for me. Not I don't say it as in it's huge, but it's down the track. Right now, it's not like it's next month, or tomorrow, just down the track. So right now, I'm just gonna wait until it's E3.
It's gonna be E3 in June, and then probably nothing in July. Then something cool is gonna come out in August. Then it's Borderlands. Star Wars is November. Shit is coming out this year.
See what I mean?
Outer Worlds. Gotta be
Biomutant's coming out this year at some point. I'm hyped for that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hang on, I'm feeling a fault right now myself. I literally just said I guess I'm not. I think I found a fault in what I just said. I was just Cyberpunk so far down the track, blah blah blah. But here I was at the beginning of the podcast, just full hyping up Star Wars, and that's in November. Wow, do I look like an idiot?
Always.
Speaking of some other I guess little rumors as well. Little something came out. Or a voice actor kind of
spilled some beans.
Yeah, when they really probably shouldn't have. A voice actor, what's her name? Janina Gavankar. I'm going to say it with more confidence. Janina Gavankar. Yeah, Gavankar. Yes, indeed. She was. She is a voice actor who was in Star Wars Battlefront 2, and she was also in Horizon Zero Dawn. She was in the Frozen Winds expansion. She played Tai, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, she kind of was just at this Star Wars convention, and she was just oh yeah, you guys liked Horizon Zero Dawn? You motherfuckers, wait until you see the sequel.
Is that seriously what
Apparently,
she did?
yeah. She
I
was
feel
like,
like that's a lot of build up to be then like dropping the bomb and then being shocked that you said it. Like
well, I mean, I don't
feel
know
like
if she
there's-
actually did that.
Oh, okay.
But she
'cause I was
said that, and people extrapolated that there's a sequel in the works, and now they're saying that the sequel is going to drop in 2021.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
That's pretty fun.
No, I was just going to say, have you guys played Horizon Zero Dawn? I know Kat hasn't.
Yeah, you know it.
That's
It's
a hard
it's
pass.
on my to play list. Like I've had it for a really long time, but I just haven't.
Guys,
got around to
guys,
it.
okay. The fact that you haven't played it is
I would love it.
slightly alarming. I'm actually serious. The fact is that is an amazing open world game. The combat systems are intense because you got to learn about these different robot dinosaurs and how to take them down. You've got different factions in terms of the humans that are there as well, and it probably has one of the best twists that I can recall in any game.
I
I've ever
actually am
played.
probably going to play it really soon, so please don't spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it
Funny.
clearly because you dickheads haven't played it.
Yeet.
But frankly, I'm a little bit ashamed of you guys.
What's hilarious is Tash played it and she picked it. And she was like, well, that was the shittest twist ever. I know. I think I
Where's
would fucking-
Tash?
I would fucking
I'll
play
let-
Where's
that.
Tash?
I'll let you know how it goes because I'm unfortunately I pick a lot of twists as well, and so
I didn't pick this one, and frankly, I thought it was really creative. I thought it was a really ingenious way to end it out and explain what those robots were doing there
I'm
in the
actually
first
really
place.
you're hyping me up, my guy,
Yeah,
because
I'm
when it
keen
first
as fuck.
came out, I was super hyped, but I couldn't play it when it first came out, so it's just dropped off for me,
Dude,
and it hasn't been like.
I guarantee that if you start playing it, Kat, you're never going to stop talking about it.
You know
or
what
at
I
least when
fucking
you-
love?
What's that?
Robots. You know what I fucking love? Dinosaurs. Like, I'm
If it
sure
did-
I will love
If
that.
it involves
love-
space as well, you'd be like, that's the trifecta.
I kind of
Synthwave.
Yeah.
I love bows and arrows, so I'm all over
Oh,
that
yeah,
shit.
me
I just
too.
haven't gotten
True.
around to playing
Love me
it.
some
Yeah.
stealth.
Elliot, I'm positive you'd enjoy it.
I'd love it.
I just
It's
gotta
totally
pop
up
me
my
a
alley.
capture card and I'll play it on stream.
Oh,
I kind of feel like that's the idea of a plot twist, though, is that if you don't see it, it's meant to like really like
Blow your
captivate
mind.
you, blow your mind. Yeah, if you see it, then it's kind of
Totally. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Now I feel
That was a
dumb.
game that I thought.
Yeah.
Mitch is just telling you you're a fucking idiot and that Tash is so much smarter than you.
Mitch, you're not excited for Cyberpunk. Your opinion means nothing.
Wow.
Hang on.
All right, can we just cool it, everybody?
That's
Look,
it. There's so much anger.
It's getting out of control.
Alrighty, we're talking about news here, baby. Let's do some
I
news.
kind of hang on, before we move on. I kind of found it funny before you were
I'm
like,
not letting that go.
none of that. It's like it's funny. Like, I'm so worried that you guys haven't played like Horizon Zero Dawn. Blah blah blah. It's like, well, I haven't played Witcher 3. No one's like slightly concerned.
We expect that of you.
There's a
Witcher
cult
th-
following.
But
Yeah,
did-
I expected you to not play Witcher 3. No, it's so
But-
right though. You don't give a shit about like that type of game. Like,
Yeah.
it's a good game, and it's either you love it or you hate it. I find recently as well, there's a lot of hate coming up
People
for it.
just love
I
What,
just-
The
Hey.
Witcher? Or
No.
for...
Yeah, for Witcher 3. I've been seeing
Why?
it all over the place recently. and I don't know
It's
why.
a game you invest literally hundreds of hours into if you've got the time
I
to do
put
it.
170 hours into it.
Dude, there's
last
so many
year.
side quests. I fucking love me
It
some
is
side quests.
juicy.
The DLC.
I
oh,
do
some
not
of the
like
best.
a lot of side quests. That
You play
sounds
WoW,
like a-
you piece of crap.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, I didn't play a lot of side quests in WoW either. So
That is hilarious. Oh my god.
it's just straight PvP or raids. I love shitting on people and I love shitting on bosses.
But there's one last thing that we're going to cover tonight, guys, and there's a
Yeah.
little bit of news. It's kind of leaked from the old micro shit. It's Microsoft. Yep.
Micro shit.
My good shit.
So basically, and this is like apparently set to be announced within the next literal day. Or two.
Yeah.
Like it's around the corner, which is nuts. But I mean, and it's nothing crazy. It's not like a brand new console to redefine gaming, but it is a redesigned Xbox One X without the DVD drive.
S.
Xbox One S.
S.
Without the DVD drive or the HD
Blu-ray
DVD
drive.
drive or whatever.
Blu-ray.
Do they use Blu-ray. They don't use Blu-ray.
Yeah, they don't use H. That shit died out in the 360.
Are you kidding? They can still play Blu-rays.
I'm just kidding.
No, HD DVD died out.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. I thought you said
Yeah.
Blu-ray died out.
That was
I like,
the 360. That was the biggest brain fart. That
The One S could also play 4K Blu-ray. But
Yeah.
not,
Yeah, which
not
is
without the disc drive, obviously.
nuts because like Sony's like, yeah, we've got a PS4 Pro, can't play like Blu-ray. Like,
Even though Sony
4K
own
Blu-rays.
the
thought it
They
could.
developed it.
Blu-ray,
It's their proprietary technology.
I totally thought it could. I did not realize that.
They
No.
literally developed it and they're like, oh, they don't need that. Like, what the fuck were they thinking?
Well, I mean,
superior
to be fair,
Japanese engineering.
when they were announcing like the fucking like new consoles, and Sony's like, we're not gonna fucking talk about watching shit at all because Xbox did that and they shit in their own throats. So maybe they just avoided it a little too far.
Which is dumb because the PS4 Pro is like one of the biggest sort of like media centers as well as the Xbox
it is
One
the only thing that I can play discs on.
Yeah.
My PlayStation 3 was just my media center. I didn't even play games on it.
But just to round out a little bit more about this Xbox One S that is coming out without the DVD drive. Apparently, it's actually going to have 3 pre-installed games on it when you get it. It's going to have Minecraft. Ooh. It's going to get a bunch of 12-year-olds
Everyone
really
needs more
excited.
Minecraft.
Oh,
It's going to have Skyrim too.
Yeah, no. That's $80, remember? But no, it's also going to have Sea of Thieves on there as well. Another little rare game. Is that would you call that a first-party title for them? Is Rare a first-party Microsoft developer?
Sure.
Yes, they are, indeed. And also Forza Horizon, which again is a big
Forza
exclusive.
Horizon 3 you've got written down there. Is that right? Not 4?
Oh, it could be 4.
Lol.
Don't take what I'm saying as fact.
3's
Again,
great.
this is a rumor.
Look,
It's also
we're not journalists.
We are not journalists. Yeah, but very
Not
important
yet.
to recommend that or to say that.
Not yet.
But what they're saying is apparently it's going to be around roughly $260, which Elliot mentioned before is a bit of a rip-off. And it's also going to have
It's a ton here as well. Let me just do a little hot conversion while you continue to talk.
do it for sure. And it's also got a terabyte hard drive to be able to fill all the digital games, despite the fact that terabyte it should be the standard these days.
Terabyte
But
is so small.
I think it
but you
is
can
for
just-
the Xbox now as well, which is weird. I think for that price, like 2 terabytes would be so much better because you're only downloading onto everything's installed.
At least
Yeah.
they fixed it so you
disk
can put it
anyway.
all on an external now.
Yes,
So that
Xbox
definitely
has always
helps.
been good
Are
like
you
that.
ready?
You can just pop it in. So
$260 US right now is $362.50.
Which is more
AUD.
than what you could buy a Xbox One S for
That's
at the moment. which
ridiculous.
I'm sure it'll be like we're going to find out literally tomorrow because it says
That's-
here tipped to be like the release date or at least the announcement is tipped to be the 16th of April.
That's just like a direct conversion though. Like we get hit with so much more like freaking taxes
but
and
it's
shit.
not
for
going to be
gaming.
more
So we're
expensive
gonna-
than a disc
no,
version.
it won't.
No,
but
it
the
won't,
problem
but,
is when they're on
They'll
special.
just pop up the disc version.
Yeah,
That's how sales work.
I wonder if they'll bundle it with like 12 months of Game Pass.
I hope so.
Because that would be worth it then because that's like $120 worth.
And that's the point of the console, right? It's like, why would you get rid of the disc? Well, for the pure purpose of utilizing that like subscription service of Game Pass, which
You
Sony
wouldn't
needs
need
to
to-
figure their shit out. And
You wouldn't
do
need to
something like
fucking
that.
buy a game all year, really. Like, unless you wanted to buy like
The
a
new
big
titles.
third-party game. But like a lot of people who'd be buying this might be just like either want to play older games or just want to
Any games.
just any game. You got fucking 200 to choose from, so I think it's going to be good for parents to get for their kids, but it should be cheaper. Like,
I wonder if they could spin it as a parental control thing. It's like, well, little Jimmy could just borrow Grand Theft Auto 5 from his friend, but now this thing doesn't accept discs.
I don't think Microsoft are that out of
Now
touch,
there is
but-
no sharing.
Yeah, no, but when it comes down to it, though, like I personally wouldn't purchase a console that didn't have a DVD drive
No way.
in a generation where I've already owned games for it. Like,
Yeah, no.
you know when the PSP Go came out and no one bought it because it didn't accept the UMD discs?
Yeah,
and everyone
then they had some weird trade-in thing where like you could
Some dumb-
send your games back to Sony and they give you a digital download or something
how's that
like
going to
that.
help? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck's the point
Yeah,
of that?
nah.
No.
I get why they did it, but at the same time, like when you do that for a generation of consoles that has already released physical media,
Also,
it doesn't work out.
Very much at the end of the generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but I do think that they should bundle it with the Game Pass.
Yeah, totally. I don't like even 6 months. Like,
Get you hooked.
yeah,
Even get you
at the
3 months
moment,
free.
Game Pass is 3 months for $1 right now. So it's
That's
like
nuts.
They're literally fucking giving the shit away.
Yeah, may as
and
well
it's-
bundle it with that.
It's fucking totally worth it. Like, it is sick. So
I have no doubt. If you've got that huge library of games, did you find out whether or not you get to keep them?
I did actually find out. So on 360, so it's weird. The wording is weird. It's like it used to be like you can keep them no matter what, but now on all the 360 games you can, but not Xbox One games,
Right. Okay.
which is a bit of a
Like
rip,
if
but
you run out of
if
subscription.
you run out of gold, yeah. Which is a bit shit, but
Well, Well, PlayStation does the same thing. Like, you get however many games per month that you can add to your library that you get to play whenever you want, so long as you're subscribed.
Yeah, it's like they changed the wording, though. It was a bit cheeky, but...
They hold it hostage on you.
Xbox still have cloud saves, though, so...
Look, God, don't remind me.
When you don't have gold. So.
Just start Resident Evil 4 again.
Like, all the games these days, though, you're not actually buying, like, a game. You're buying, like, the license to play the game for until they decide that you can't play that shit anymore anyway. So, like, I own nothing. Like,
that's it. And that's where a lot of media these days is definitely already headed toward. Like, that's where we're at with music in terms of any streaming what we've got. Netflix and all that, too.
Yeah.
Oh, media.
Oh, well, that's a little happy note to end this podcast on, I'd say.
Very much so.
Everything you own is not yours.
Nothing.
Dude, this day's been a roller coaster. A roller coaster of emotions for me over here.
You know, we've learned a lot here at Respawn, like including how to pronounce our own name. But, yeah, we covered a fair few little good things. What do you guys reckon?
Beautiful. I think it got a little bit, heated, but...
Yeah,
look, I'm just going to say it was intense.
Yeah, that shit was whack.
Look, Mitch, I still have profound respect for you.
Oh, wow.
I feel like you want to fight.
That pause.
Yeah.
That pause. Should we take that out in post or leave it in?
No, let's extend it in post.
Can you leave it in? Let the world know. Let them know.
Well, you've been listening to Spawn Respawn. My name is Dylan Smith, and I'm joined by Elliot Porter, Kat Gerritsen, and Mitch Barnsley. Thank you very much for listening, and that's us out. Peace.
Boy.
See you guys.